Yo, what is going on, guys? It is A-Roz and I am back with another video. So for this video, we're going to be talking about the New York Knicks. Now, in my personal opinion, I feel that the NBA is at its absolute best when you have a lot of big market city teams playing great basketball. And the one big market city team that the NBA desperately needs to be relevant right now is the New York Knicks. So for quite some time now, the New York Knicks have been either very mediocre or very, very bad. And it's unfortunate because New York is an unbelievable place to play basketball. Some would say, and I believe, it is the best place to play basketball. New York is 100% a basketball town. It's not a baseball town, not a football town. It's a basketball town. When the Knicks are good, everyone's happy. It's the best sport to play in New York. And I mean, when anyone plays well in New York, it's exciting. For crying out loud, Jeremy Lin, of all people, was able to make New York for about a month the most exciting team to watch in the NBA.
Novak's drifting in the corner. Lin over Dirk. Oh! Timeout Dallas. How good is this?
Okay, so if Jeremy Lin can make the Knicks that exciting, imagine if they can actually acquire some real stars. I know Carmelo's a star, but hey, it didn't work out in New York. But if they can acquire a couple real superstars and become a legit contender in this league, I can't even imagine how exciting the Knicks will be to watch. The 2019 free agent class is absolutely loaded and consists of Kyrie Irving, Jimmy Butler, Kevin Durant, Kemba Walker, DeMarcus Cousins, Klay Thompson, and Kawhi Leonard. So before I get into who I think the Knicks are potentially going to target out of all the players I just mentioned, I do want to talk about a trend that has been going on in the NBA for about the last 8 or 10 years or so, and that is that several big market teams have been forming dominant teams through free agency. So the notion that players don't care about where they play anymore and that it's all about the money isn't exactly true. The only two small market teams to dominate in the NBA in the last 10 years were the OKC Thunder and the San Antonio Spurs, but both of those teams were built through the NBA draft and not free agency. So first, it was the big three in Boston. You had Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and Ray Allen. Then you had the formation of the famous big three in Miami of LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. Then you got the super team Golden State Warriors, and I know Curry, Draymond, and Klay were all drafted by the Warriors, but the addition of Kevin Durant via free agency really put them over the top, and it's turned them into one of the NBA's best dynasties ever. And now you have the Houston Rockets. So the Houston Rockets traded for James Harden, but then via free agency acquired Chris Paul and now Carmelo Anthony. So the common trend with all these super teams is that they were formed in big market cities. So you got Boston, you have Miami, you have San Francisco, the Bay Area, and now you have Houston. All big cities, all big markets. So why not New York? Can New York just finally be relevant again? The Knicks have been the most valuable franchise in the NBA for a while, and I think they are just so beyond overdue to put out a contending team at Madison Square Garden. So the first player that I think the Knicks are going to target heavily in the 2019 free agency is none other than Kyrie Irving. Now, Kyrie Irving and the New York Knicks have been heavily connected in the news recently, if you haven't heard, and Kyrie himself has stated on numerous occasions that he would love to play in New York, and it's a place that he would be interested in playing in. Now, it's going to be very hard to pry him away from Boston, but if the Knicks can manage to do that, it would be a very, very big upgrade at the point guard spot, a position the Knicks have not had a dominant player in some time. So the next player that I think the Knicks are going to go hard for in free agency is Jimmy Butler. Now, Jimmy Butler hasn't directly stated that he's interested in playing for the Knicks, but he has stated that he wants to play with Kyrie Irving, or that at least he's interested in the idea of playing alongside Kyrie Irving. Now, does that mean if the Knicks can acquire Kyrie, they would also be the frontrunners for Jimmy Butler? Now, that's something I can talk about in another video, but I think that's a possibility. If they can acquire Kyrie Irving, it might not be far-fetched then to say that the Knicks could pair Jimmy Butler with Kyrie Irving and form an absolutely devastating backcourt. And finally, the best for last, Kevin Durant. So I think the Knicks are going to go really, really hard after Kevin Durant, but I really, really think they're not going to get Kevin Durant. So Kevin Durant, obviously, is still playing with the Golden State Warriors. He's probably going to win his 3rd title in a row this year. And who knows, maybe he's going to get sick of winning titles in Golden State, although it's unlikely. But if he does, if he feels like he's proven enough to the haters that, hey, I got my rings now. Now he's got to prove it to the haters that he can win elsewhere, you know, not on some historic super team. Maybe he does jump ship to the Eastern Conference and join a weaker team in the Eastern Conference and then maybe take them to a title. And that would certainly elevate Kevin Durant's greatness status by a lot. And now that LeBron James has jumped ship to the Western Conference, it would be a perfect opportunity for KD to come to the East and get to the finals more, even after leaving Golden State. So before I wrap up this video, there are two players on the Knicks right now that I want to talk about, specifically the two rookies that the Knicks just drafted in this past draft. The first player being Kevin Knox. Look at that monster dunk throwdown. The kid is only 18 years old. He's not even 19 years old, and he's already throwing monster dunks down. I like his aggressiveness. I like his explosions to the rim. He's an elite offensive talent already. You can tell this guy's just going to get better and better, and I think the Knicks hit the money with this pick. Next up, look at this guy, Mitchell Robinson. Perhaps he's going to be the steal of the draft. He was the Knicks' second-round pick, a guy who was sort of unknown. He didn't go to college. He spent the year training, and NBA teams, I guess, weren't too sure about him, but the Knicks were certainly sure about this pick. They picked a great player. He's a shot-blocking machine. Look at him. He takes one dribble from half court, basically. Oh, yeah, one dribble from half court, and he's dunking. That's just ridiculous to me. I think the Knicks hit the money with these two picks. Now, with all the cap space that the Knicks will have next year, if they're able to acquire some of the players I just mentioned, especially Kevin Durant, but even if it's not Durant, and if it's any one or two of the players that I mentioned in the list today, even some that I didn't talk about, the Knicks will have a very good roster. If you combine two monster free agents with a healthy Kristaps Porzingis, hopefully from his ACL injury, and the emergence of Kevin Knox and Mitchell Robinson as potential future stars in this league, I think you would be able to officially declare that basketball is back in New York. So just one more quick thing before I wrap up this video. By no means am I saying the Knicks are 100% getting any of these stars, but I did want to at least talk about the three guys that I think the Knicks will heavily pursue in free agency, and only time will tell to see if the Knicks are going to get these guys. The Knicks have a great new head coach, in my opinion, David Fizdale, and it's New York, and I just really feel like it's time for the Knicks to be relevant again. So yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for this video. Let me know your thoughts on this topic in the comments down below. Do you think it's time for New York to be relevant again? Let me know. Drop a like on this video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. We're approaching 25,000 subscribers, so be sure to subscribe. Help me get to 25K. Be sure to check out SportzCases. Link will be in the description down below, and make sure to use my promo code A-Roz for 10% off your purchase. Until the next video, peace out.